So like, I'm curious, like, how do we just avoid the temptation of distraction then? Or what have you found, or in just avoiding some of that temptation to not fall into some of those traps so we don't miss our God-given potential or the path that he has for us?
Well, I mean, the reason I wrote All It Takes Is a Goal is that I really believe you can accomplish your God-given talent if you just turn it into a goal. Like, let's make it measurable, let's make it actionable.
Yep.
So you asked, okay, well, how do we avoid that? So part of it is what you spend your time doing. So I'll meet people and they'll go, man, I just feel like I'm in a funk. I'm so negative. I've got such a bad attitude. And I go, well, tell me about your day. And they'll be like, well, I stayed up late last night. And so like looking at YouTube. So I woke up a little late for work, and then I got on Twitter and argued with some people about politics. And then I drove to work and I hung out with 5 people who hate their job too. And we talked
Wow.
about that. And then on the way home from work, I listened to a podcast about a terrible crime that happened in my neighborhood. And then I argued on Facebook and next door with some people that I was mad at. And then I ended the day by watching a Netflix documentary called People Who Look Like Me Getting Murdered. That was the theme of it. It's so weird that I feel negative. I don't know, John, what? You practice negativity all day.
Yeah.
So I do the opposite. Like, I'm a very negative person by nature. I'm very jaded, cynical, like probably because I grew up in Massachusetts. Maybe we're all mean up there. I don't know. But I'm not naturally positive. But what happened to me is I've tested negativity versus positivity for years, and the ROI on positivity is so much better. Even if you take the Jesus out, like even if
Yeah.
you take out that our God is like rejoice, I say again, rejoice. Like rejoice isn't a maybe in our faith. Like it should
Yeah.
be a very significant command, not a casual like, hey, I think you should rejoice. So even if you take Jesus out of the equation, it's better for you to lean into positivity. So I don't like starve my negativity. I drown it in positivity.
Mm.
So a practical thing I do for that is like today when I worked out, I listened to a sermon for the first 20 minutes of the workout. And then I listened to a positive book that I've been enjoying. And then I listened to like a really like upbeat, aggressive song to finish the workout.
Love
And
that.
then and so I'm deliberate about how I'm like what I'm feeding myself intellectually. I'm deliberate about the conversations I have, and I treat my thoughts seriously. And so I don't like, and I also see like, you have to understand the world is not designed for you to succeed. The world is designed for you to shop. Like you are essentially an ATM machine to most people. And once you know that, you can make different decisions. So goals are hard because Netflix is easy. Goals are hard because Instagram is easy. Right now, there are 100,000 of the greatest psychiatrists, developers, writers, advertisers that have ever lived working very hard with one thing in mind, Joanna's time. That is their number one goal. Like Netflix doesn't want you to get in shape. Like they want you to binge watch a show.
Yeah.
Like even dating apps hope you don't get married because then you break their business model. Dating apps want you to have 100 meaningless hookups because if you get married in some significant relationship, you take the money away. Their goal isn't lifelong relationships that happen the first time you use our app. Of course not. And it shouldn't be. But once you understand that and go, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I need to like, Instagram's not for me. It's not trying to help me. Like,
So
it's not to say I don't use it,
yeah.
but like I use it with like I'd use like something that's not for me.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's literally, John, you're basically trying to get people out of the matrix. I'm dating myself with a 90s
Oh
movie
yeah, that's a great
reference.
reference, dude. That's a great reference.
So like they're in this consumer matrix where it's like, just be as cathartic and lethargic as you can possibly be. And you're challenging people that, dude, there's more. Like you want to
There's a ton more.
take the blue pill or the red pill, whichever it
Dude,
is.
but think about the challenge. Like, and I think there's grace in that. I think somebody who's listening to this right now who's stuck, give yourself grace. Like you're stuck because the odds are stacked against you. Like,
Yeah.
here's an example. There's teenage boys at the high school my daughter attends who are $1,000 in the hole for gambling. They've been gambling on DraftKings and those sites. And it would be easy for a dad to go, well, I didn't do that. Yeah, because when you were 12, you'd have to drive to a riverboat in Mississippi to gamble. You didn't have a casino in your pocket. Get
That's
off
right.
your high horse.
Yeah.
And so we have to give our kids grace. We have to give ourselves grace. But then we also have to go, okay, then what do I do? Like,
Okay.
what do I do in response? And it is better. Like, I've never met somebody that said, man, I was going to hang out with some friends, but instead I stayed at home and I scrolled on Instagram for 4 hours, and that was the right decision. Like, I feel renewed and refreshed. You ever feel great
Yeah.
after you binge
No.
Netflix? No, you don't. And so, like, that's the part for me. Like, and again, I like Netflix. I watch Netflix. Like, it sounds like I sound like the people you live near in your church. Like, I sound Amish right now.
Yeah.
I'm not Amish. I promise. But I'm just becoming more and more deliberate because I have things I want to do with my time that really light me up, that are long-term, slow burn, big, bright joy. I want that to get my time.